How you budding entrepreneurs? I'm Gaia Kasatli, the principal attorney at GK Law Co., which is a fully virtual law firm that's better known as the small business law firm. Today, I want to give you some pro tips on how to structure your service agreements or contracts so that they are professional, easy to understand, and less intimidating for your clients to sign. Pro tip number one, start with a header. A header just sets up the theme for your contract. So a good example of that is the health coaching service agreement or the personal training service agreement. All right, tip number two is move on to your opening paragraph. An opening paragraph just describes who the contract is made between. So that would be you and your client. Three is go on to your operative provisions. Operative provisions just contemplate how the contract is going to move forward. So that would include what services or goods you're providing, how much they cost, when payment is required, what date they're going to be provided, and so on and so forth. Four, next, go on to your remedial provisions. Now that describes what happens if either party fails to deliver what was described in the operative provisions. So an example of that is your cancellation policy, your no call, no show, and so on. All right. Five, now you go on to your closing or your boilerplate provisions. I know a lot of entrepreneurs overlook the boilerplate provisions just because they want to keep their contract short for their client. But trust me as an attorney when I tell you that boilerplate provisions are there to protect you, the entrepreneur, so do not leave them out. Typically, when I include boilerplate provisions for my clients, I make sure that each provision is no longer than 1 to 2 sentences max, so they really do not take up that much space in your contracts. All right, 6, move on to your signature lines. Signature lines have to contemplate who the signer is. So for example, your signer could be a business or it could be a parent on behalf of the minor. So make sure your signature lines are appropriately describing who that signer is. Okay, and last but not least, 7 is any extra attachments or schedules that you would want to incorporate into the contract. Those would go at the very end. All right, let's sum it all up. 1, header. 2, opening paragraph. 3, operative provisions. 4, remedial provisions. 5, your conclusion or boilerplate provisions. 6 is your signature line, and 7 is any attachments or schedules that you want to add. And all right, that's it for your pro tips on how to draft a great contract for your clients and for your business. If you have any questions for me, don't hesitate to ask. I can be reached on Instagram at GK_law or on Facebook at GK Law Co. Also, you can schedule an appointment directly with me on my website at www.gklawco.com. Now go and grow.